guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So as you can see behind me, that used to be the garden. All right, now that garden there produced plenty of food. We were not able to can because we weren't set up for canning at that time. We're fixing to mow all this down, retill everything, and we're going to be planting for fall. All right, now here on the channel we have discussed food shortages that are coming. If you are into prepping, you know, you feel down in your bone things are fixing to happen. Now we do have election year, okay, here come next month. We don't know what's going to happen with that. We have seen food shortages just with the pandemic, whatever you want to call it, okay? We're not going to discuss into that part, but what we'll talk about is how food shortages came in quick. It started putting limits on a lot of things, mainly toilet paper. We had toilet paper. I still don't understand the massive run on toilet paper. I'm still trying to figure that one out. It seems like maybe that's the only thing people really could think about prepping was toilet paper. I don't know. Ours is food. I mean, food is priority. Of course, being a prepper, there's other things that you should be prepping, and of course, stockpiling enough munitions for your bang bangs is always key. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and walk through here, show you what the garden is looking like now. This is the plot. We're going to be cutting all this stuff down and retilling and everything. Now, I do apologize if there is some wind noise, guys. I cannot help that. Alright, so this is the layout of the garden before. We had it, you know, it was a good sized little garden. All right, but I had learned a lot growing here in Florida. We will be expanding our rows, the space between them, a lot more than what we had before, mainly because they were just too tight together. Everything still grew, but it's hard to keep up the maintenance as far as weeding. Now what we're gonna do here, guys, I'm going to try to clear out that brush pile that's over there. That's remnants of Hurricane Michael. The reason why I'm going to clear that out is because right here I want to extend our garden. I want to extend it out and run it back here as much as possible. And we are probably going to run it all the way to our makeshift shelter for our generator here. So that gives us more planting area. Look at this. This tree is down, yet it's still producing stuff. That's crazy. That tree is actually down. It's been down for 2 years. So that will give us a larger area for growth. And just like last year, this last season, growing season, we are going to grow to seed. At the end of the season, we are going to collect and utilize as much of our garden as possible. With growing a garden, timing out things is key. So what I mean by timing out things are plants, okay? So what we're going to do while we're working on all this tilling of all this stuff, mowing this down, we are going to stage our plants, okay? We'll have so many plants in the ground the first couple weeks. During that time, we will start seeding another set of plants and keep going. That way, every 2 weeks, we got a fresh crop that should be right at point of harvest. Now, it's kind of late in the year for fall growing, right? Not down here. It stays pretty hot for a while, and we are picking specific items to grow. It is fall. It does get cold here. We are outside Panama City, so yes, there is a winter here. Unlike when we lived in Central Florida, we might had January and February that was cool, but if I remember correctly, January was still pretty hot. It was February when things started cooling off. Now it is cold here come Christmas time, things like that, but there's still a lot of stuff that we can grow here in the garden during that season. And that's what we're going to be doing next couple of videos, guys. we'll be updating, showing you the progress, what we're doing here. And like I said, this is going to be a big chore. All right, it doesn't look like much, but that has been sitting there for 2 years. There's fencing, things like that, all intertwined with everything there. That is going to take me a while to clear out, but I want to clear that out. That's going to be key. I want to be able to space these rows enough distance between each other. One of the lessons I learned was our eggplants. We had a great eggplant harvest this year, but between my rows, it was going into the next row. It was just way too close. So I want to make sure we have enough room between. I want to be able to run the lawnmower right down the center of it. All right, I'll be honest. I was out here with scissors, knives. I was out here with weed eaters, trying to weed eat around because the grass just kept growing, coming back. Now, are we going to waste tarp material to lay on the ground? No, we're not going to do it for the fall season. I don't believe we're going to have that much of a grass growing problem here in the fall. But for the summer growing season that we had, the spring, yes, we had a lot of grass. I mean, it's like every 3 days I was out here weeding. So anyway, guys, that's what we're up to right now. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of work. I'm not scared of work. I enjoy hard manual labor. Is there smarter ways of doing things? Absolutely. It's like my brother has a very nice self-propelled tiller. Yeah, makes the world of difference than out here busting everything up with a shovel and hoe. Let's face it, work smart, not harder. Okay, so we were fixing to start mowing all this grass down behind me out here, guys. Unfortunately, the push mower does not work. It's just not getting fired. So we are having to do this with the weed eater. Yeah. As you can see, I'm gonna be out here for a very long time. I gotta get this grass cut down, raked up before we till. So I've got a lot of work to do. All right, bring you along with us. Okay, so the weed eater was taking way too long. Since we do have a lawnmower that wasn't running, went ahead and took the spark plug out, cleaned that up, cleaned out the breather, and did a little tinkering, and we got this thing to run. So make this a lot easier. Yeah, that makes it a lot faster, guys. That's for sure. Still got a lot to do back over that way, here, and back here to get everything ready before I bring in the tiller. Gotta mow all this down, rake it up, and bring the tiller in, bust it up, and we're gonna till the crap out of this stuff. This is the same spot we already grew before, so I want to start tilling it up real deep and move things around. That way we're not planting in the same areas. All right, time for a break. First pass is through over here. We still got this other side to do. And then we have to let this ground dry out. We had the floods, guys. All right, that flood from Hurricane Sandy, and the ground is just saturated. I don't want to put the tiller in this and just bury the tiller down. So we're going to let it dry out a little bit before we do that. But we got a lot of weed eating to do still. Clean up that section over there. I'm going to take down this old fence line here and get that ready, save the material so I can restring up our lines for our running and climbing plants. So yeah, got a lot of work to do, guys. Running a garden is a lot of work. Now, watering this time around, our watering shouldn't be as big as an issue like we had during the summer. It's just way too hot. I mean, the sun just beat down on everything over here. It's a lot cooler now compared to that. It's still hot down here, but it's nothing like it was back in summer. So we are going to be working on improving our sprinkler systems for the garden. Makes it a lot easier to water everything down. All right, guys, so my break time is about over. I gotta get back at it. What do you record? So what happens when you get two rednecks out in the field? Hey man, want to pelt them maters?
Want tomatoes? I'll help you eat them.
He got dropped on the head. All right, guys. All that is cut. Still got to rake out. The reason I'm raking out, I just don't want all that clumps of grass getting hung up in the tiller when I'm running it through. So we got all this mowed down. I was talking to my brother. He said I should probably just go ahead and till even with the ground wet. It's not sopping wet, but it is still soaked. He said it might be easier than trying to bust up hard ground. It's a possibility. I'm not really 100% sure on if it's better or not. I'm thinking I should wait. I really do. But yeah, we got a nice little section cleared out. Those popcorn trees like that, they're going to be removed. Same with that one over there. Gives us a little bit more ground to do what we need to do. I'm beat. I really am. Luckily, the tiller is self-propelled. The tires have been changed out. I don't know if you remember the last video when we were doing the garden. The front tires were blown. They had cactus stuck in them, and they were the rims were just spinning. Those have been replaced with solid rubber tires, so that takes care of that problem. All right, guys, let me go ahead and stop here. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing just yet as far as tilling. I might go ahead and take a break for today, undo those strings, pull up our stakes, and mow back there as well. Just kind of push things back a little bit. So, got the tiller wrapped up, done for the night. I started tilling out here, guys, against my better judgment, and really nasty. So tomorrow I'm gonna come back out and start again, till it up good, rake it out, and re-till it. I'm probably gonna till it 3 different times, but yeah, it just started sinking, digging in way too deep on the first pass. So that is that. I am beat. Yes, I did change up my shirt. It was soaked. It was just too much sweat. So I've got a lot. Ooh, gunfire. I'm in a rural area, guys, so everyone starts shooting their firearms. Got a lot to till up. We got to work this ground a lot over here in this section. This has never been tilled up for a garden. So we'll get it all worked out. Get some fall crops planted. We do have better season for growing here where I'm at. I did not tackle that. I was going to do something over there, guys. I jumped up a couple snakes, and you know what? I decided I'm just not going to mess with that anymore. There's a lot of stuff in that debris. There's even steel. There's a couch back there. Hey, that hurricane tore up a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff's just lodged in this wooded area. So I'm able to make it work with what we got. I mean, this is a lot of area for growing. It really is. All right, back here at the generator now. That's a lot back there. And of course, we got all of that over here that we're going to work in also. I look forward to it. I enjoy growing, I really do. The weeding part, that's not any fun, but it is what it is. Some of these areas here, let me go point some things out. You see how I got this row already tilled up here, right in this section. We're not planting anything close to those trees. I'll be trimming the trees back. I want to be able to run the mower down the side of the garden. So the garden's actually just a little bit smaller because I want to be able to go all the way around with the mower. And in theory, I'm going to test it out this time. I'm going to put the rows, that's just me tilling that up, those are not the rows. I'm going to space these rows out where I could put that mower through it if the grass comes back bad like it did last time we grew. Saves me a lot of time on trying to weed, because that was the back-breaking part of this garden. It really was last time. Alright guys, definitely appreciate you hanging out with me. I gotta get up early tomorrow and start on this again. Hopefully the ground dried up a little bit by morning and start tilling again. Catch you guys later.